Dali dali yalla, dili duli dalla, dili.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Good Show, powered by Asus, episode 21, where we, in 2 hours, shit on as many people as possible and also sometimes praise. We'll start off by shitting on trans. What the fuck's up with the resolution?
Somebody changed it.
Someone changed it. It's blatantly trans.
And it's and the time is off as well.
Alright, less fighting. Time's off trans. We're late as well. I'm joined at the desk by, of course, Semmler. How's it going, Semmler?
Well, man. Well.
Going really good. I, of course, have really big hair because I decided to wash it. YOLO. In the corner, obviously, is our guest. One of them works for DreamHack as an esport manager, and the other one, I can only assume, is a fucking racing car driver. What the fuck are you wearing, Newman?
Wearing the official Team Dignity shirt.
Can't you tell?
Amazing.
Show the Intel logo.
Be sure to pull Alienware up a bit more. We're missing one too. Alright, there you go.
Get it?
And a bit on the side, Newman.
What?
A bit on the side.
Yeah, you gotta turn your shoulders a bit, man.
Where did you park your racing car today?
Outside?
Outside, fantastic. Well,
it's big and red.
You're missing logos here.
It's rectangular. You have to pay to get on it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, so
at least they have sponsors, unlike the studio.
Oh shit! Wait, didn't I just open up with "Welcome to the Good Show," powered by Asus?
Well, are you?
Owned.
Huh?
Are you powered by Asus?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not just saying that because it sounds nice.
We're not whores to sponsors and shit products like you and Alienware.
Snap.
Owned.
How are you in the corner? You both good?
Yeah, we're fine. I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Hey,
It's
it's
been
sushi.
It's been a
it's
good
sick.
week, and it's not that cold, so it's good.
All right. All right. So let's get started then. Of course, we'll just be going over the news of the week. We were here last week. We said some stuff. It was interesting. You listened, and we'll do the same thing again because you guys fucking love this shit. So let's continue. So yeah, we're starting StarCraft 2.
Yay!
Don't sound too excited about it.
Not really sure how to start the show off in a good way. I'm still learning. Probably just mention some big things that we are going to talk about, I guess, before we even start talking.
Well, there's been quite a few announcements lately that we could get to.
Yeah.
For one, I guess potentially the biggest that everybody's been waiting for is that HOTS, the announce date, has been released, so we'll be talking about that. WCS groups have also been released. Day 9 Rotterdam and Mr. Bitter did a video. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it, I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing. But they did release the group, so we do know what's going to be happening next week in China and Shanghai. Let's see. We also have the Global Play announcement as well as the DreamHack Winter Groups announcement. So we'll be getting to all that in turn. But we might as well start off with the HOTS announcement, seeing as how that may be the biggest of the bunch. This is the big sequel for StarCraft 2.
No,
what are you giggling about, Hellspawn?
No, but it's just so funny because did it really get released? It's like more or less leaked, and
I was going to say great StarCraft 2 segment there, Selma. Now let's go to the pub. But
I'm down.
You just told all the stories. So yeah, we're starting with
Well, you're
Heart of the
supposed to
Swarm.
bullet point it and then we come back and talk to it. Talk about it, right?
It was amazing.
I know, I'm laying it down.
All right, so yeah, Heart of the Swarm to be released on the 12th of March. Someone sent me a screenshot earlier, Metaby, that did the document, and then it was up on G4, I think, as well.
It does.
So there we go, Heart of the Swarm, March.
It does feel a bit later than expected, in my opinion.
Well, it was
why?
like predicted for the end of the year.
So, I mean, it's only an expansion. It's I mean, they already have the engine and stuff. It feels like
Maybe
it's been in beta for a long while, so it's very late.
March,
I agree.
March is interesting.
They usually, actually, I mentioned the game companies usually release games in March because that's when their fiscal year ends. So they want to get stuff out before March 31st.
Most people already no, that's a lie.
No, that's not a lie.
Most game companies release games in November because that's when the biggest sales
but if it's after New Year's, it's usually in March or before March,
and if it's after March, it's normally when.
If I mean, the two big periods are March
If
and
you don't
November.
if you don't release in March, most people release in April, and those who don't release in April,
July.
No.
No, but I'm also surprised actually. I thought they would release it for sure before Christmas.
Yeah.
And like you said, I think, okay, you can say November, but also October is a big month for releasing games. So October or November, and I think what they couldn't get it out in the middle of November. So then they delayed it maybe and put more effort into it. I don't know.
Do you think it's because of all this flack that they've been getting everywhere, all these balance discussions, etc.? They're not happy with the state of the game as it is?
No, I think Blizzard has always been like, we release it when it's done. So for them to take 1 year or 2 years or 3 extra years is not uncommon. Now it's just a few months later than Christmas, so I don't know if it was
really
supposed. Maybe this was the plan from the beginning. I don't know.
well, do you
But
know?
I
What,
would say
it
2
should be-
years
yeah.
for every expansion
Do
would
you-
have been the normal way, and the first game was released in 31st of July, if I don't remember incorrectly.
Shit, I can't remember.
2010.
do you know what's interesting about March and the release date?
No.
So the game's being released on 12th of March. In March, Intel Extreme Masters World Championship comes to an end at CeBIT on the 5th to the 9th. So just before Heart of the Swarm release. And then you got South by
That's really good
Southwest
for
and
yourself.
30, it doesn't matter. Copenhagen Games doesn't matter so much. PAX East, sorry, Copenhagen Games. Until you, I don't know if you're doing good things. Yeah, so it's actually, it just coincides that Intel Extreme Masters, they have their grand finals, right?
Yeah.
In CeBIT.
Yeah.
So the last big tournament will be the Intel Extreme Masters.
Most likely, yes.
So I reckon it's Sebastian Weishar, Blizzard's little favourite. They love him. He works at ESL, and I think he's actually, Blizzard have tried to employ him a couple of times, and then but he's at ESL. God, I reckon it's him. Influenced the whole release date of
Yeah.
Blizzard.
That's probably why
Sounds
it's March.
legit.
Yeah.
Even if Sebastian is a really nice guy and a mighty ESL guy, I don't think he has anything to do with Blizzard releases or
Don't
not.
talk him down. You look at this dream hat cake
Where's
going on in the
our
corner.
tinfoil? Where's our tinfoil? Do we have enough to make a hat?
I think even if Blizzard is moving more and more into esports, especially with WCS, which has the finals this weekend, still game releases has nothing to do with the esport department at all. Especially not Inter Extreme Masters.
This might give the esports department or the community department more time though to fix the game or
Yeah.
make it more community friendly and
Well,
more casual.
That's definitely a plus.
But,
We've
it's
learned-
like I don't want to be like, maybe the hot speed has been broken. I haven't followed it narrowly, but like what we don't know exactly how it's going to be in release. So is it anything to fix? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, they might expand on things like an expansion should.
I'm
be.
sure people want to know more about StarCraft 2. They watch a good show that covers
But-
it.
But I just wonder, what's actually the date released true that you can pre-order the game, and the date was in that way, because that's how I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
what-
some
that's-
tweets, and then I saw this picture.
Yeah, no,
and
I can bring up the
not to be
picture.
like that, but that's a kind of big disaster, I would say. Especially, it's a showing of that the different apartments of Blizzard is not talking with themselves. So it seems like a web or a game. Either the how to say not the marketing, but the pre-sale department or the web department came ahead of everybody else, and that's really bad. I have never seen it
probably
before.
somebody getting fired, you know? He was just
But-
like, fuck you guys. And then
Blizzard
decided to put
Blizzard
the thing
normally
out.
is so good at keeping actually the dates. Normally, not a lot of people do know it, especially not the public. So I'm kind of surprised by this disaster.
You call it a disaster.
Yeah, I think it is, because of course they want to hype the date.
Absolutely.
Chance, look what I've done on my
It's, I
stream.
mean,
Chance.
it's not a major thing though. 'cause
I know I'm not normally allowed to install stuff, but I've installed desktop pins. So I've got chat constantly. Chance.
Awesome.
Sorry about installing stuff. Is that okay, Chance?
Yes.
I installed all the add-ons
That's a
and
good
plugins
action.
with it as well.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, okay.
I don't
Sorry,
think it's
guys, I
a,
was
I
a
don't
bit
think it's a
sidetracked
disaster though, because they've got what is it, 4 months to hype
Maybe
the expansion.
it was a marketing tactic because now everyone's talking about it. Viral, baby.
Not really.
No.
We're
It's
talking
too
about
early.
it.
People will talk about it anyway.
Too early for that, anyways. You do that like a month or two.
But I think the date was maybe pre-released, because don't you normally release the date about 3 months or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Of course, the date was set, so maybe it's good to release it. Or
I still stand
I don't
by
know,
it
it's-
was
it
that- I
seems
still
kinda
stand by
messy.
the disgruntled employee who was getting laid off and he was like, fuck you, Blizzard, and decided to put it up there for like a split second, long enough for people to get a screenshot, and that was it. That was
or
his
at least
goodbye.
he's laid off now.
Or he's laid off now, yeah.
That's what I think.
All right, are we moving on? Or do you want to speculate more?
What do you think of HOTS?
Do you know anything about
10 minutes of James Too Good Harding with her.
With Heart of the Swarm.
deep analysis?
Fucking love units. Oh, they're doing cross-server stuff,
is-
right?
that's the
is
next
that
big
coming
one,
with
yeah.
HOTS or is that coming
Yeah,
before?
global play.
Global play,
play.
yeah. So
Alright.
you don't have to have 3 copies of the game.
I added something.
Big shout out to Blizzard for that.
Okay, so WCS Finals is happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apollo, the
Isn't
little
it-
guy from the Good Studio, has been to England. He got his visa. He's off to China. And the group stages and groups have been announced on my screen once again.
Fuck's sake.
Dude, stop
Can they
it.
just whine at something?
Oh, well, I thought you were
No,
complaining
no,
about I
no.
was
It's my,
butchering
my
the segment.
fucking mic. My fucking mic. Go for it.
Can
Go
I
for
just
it.
whine about something about this? Because I mean, it hasn't been called the WCS all year long, and now it's BWC or something like that.
What?
No.
Do you want me to
Battle.net
explain
World,
it?
Yeah, Battle.net World Championships.
I actually can explain it.
Go for it.
So first it was the StarCraft 2 World Championship Series.
Yeah.
Then
They
they
had
had the
World
World of Warcraft
Yeah.
World Championship Series. When you put them together, you get the
Oh,
Battle.net.
I didn't know there was a World of Warcraft Championship.
The Battle.net
Dude, we
World,
talked
World
about
Championship.
this. Wow, I had to come and fuck everything up again. Just
So it's BWCS. I guess it's the name for it.
well, we have it at the top of the screen there if you want to show it on James's PC train.
Battle.net
You can
World
see
Championships.
the screenshot of the groups.
Yeah, Trans is blatantly
And-
not paying attention to
Yeah.
the show
Watching
right
porn
now.
or
The
something.
camera's still on. Look at their faces. They're so confused. There we go. I'll scroll down a little bit. You can't see.
Fantastic.
Oh, Trans, it's amazing. Oh, look at that. On top of his game.
So on top of his shit.
So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have already spoke about the groups and stuff, and let's just bring them down really prematurely so we don't have enough time to talk about them.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people have already spoke about the groups and stuff on Team Liquid and in terms of group of death and all that stuff, but we'll just take another look at them anyway.
I think Thorin wrote an article about seeding after seeing these groups. So
That's
quite
enough
interesting.
chance. We bring
Yeah,
them
that
down.
was.
That was an interesting
Because
take
these
on
are
it.
random,
Yeah, these are
apparently.
randomized seeds. I think.
Although,
and if you're gonna,
Yeah. Well, let's refer back to the groups. Can we get the groups back,
get the
Trans?
groups back.
No, dude,
no, put
seriously.
him up and leave him up
Can
this
we-
time. Put him up and leave him up.
Can we have them up?
But
I mean, getting
hey, you have some really fucked up groups. In
yeah,
there.
except when you have randomized seeds, it's gonna look really fucked up. Because you look at like Group G, looks a bit easier than Group E, for example.
Yeah, Lucifron's gonna have.
Are you saying
have a
some
good time.
groups are potentially more difficult than other groups, Newman?
Yeah, but when
Should we write angry
Yeah.
emails?
yeah, but when one group could be like the bottom 4 players of the tournament, and one group could be the top 4 players of a tournament, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But that's what you get when you
Yeah,
have
how many go
randomized
through
seeds.
from a group?
I'm
Well,
guessing
assuming
it's
it's
2.
top 2.
Yeah, so who that would come third in any of these groups, would you then be disappointed that they came third because you thought they could win the whole fucking thing?
Not will win the whole thing, but of course getting
Do
a top
really
seed
well, yeah.
or get
I mean,
at least get into the
Yes,
playoffs.
look at Group E, for example.
Group E is fucking retarded.
And I think H
I feel
is
so
also
bad
on
for
that.
Hero. I
C
feel
is
so
quite
bad for
hard as
Hero.
well.
Huh?
C is quite hard as well.
But I would put it in this way. The only I don't remember
H.
how they did it. Maybe we should talk about the small show they did also. I think it was cool that they did it. In some regard, I felt that was one of the first step of hyping this event. So I would think it was really neat, and I think they were doing it good. Put some like I was kind of surprised they put some how to say cheesy, funky comedians into it, but I liked it. I think it was like
Wait.
good
What
one.
did they do?
Like they did the thumb up of all the free
Yeah.
commentators and stuff like that. So I like that part. I think for me the only part that was strange is maybe that you had a seeding from the actually like Europe finals and North American finals, and that they didn't put into account, right? So like Stefano, he won, and Baby Knight came 6th, and they still got the same random drawing. So that was a little bit strange to me because they actually had a seeding maybe.
Yeah, why go through the trouble?
But also the system they're using is kind of complicated. So I still see that it was logical to them to just make a drawing and try to spread all the different regionals,
Nations, yeah.
which I liked. I think it was overall kind of good.
I mean, you kind of feel bad for Terran players, seeing as how they were unlucky enough to get 2 of them in the first group. So you have 4 Terrans competing in the tournament, 2 of them are in the same group, so you better hope those 2 go through. And then you have these crazy groups like Group B, 4 Zergs. Okay. Group H, 3 Zergs, 1 Protoss. I feel bad for Creator. It's the same thing for Hero in Group E. It's just like, yes,
I don't think race should matter though. I mean,
No, me neither.
seeds.
You're playing the player and not the race.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I agree.
What,
I mean,
what-
race shouldn't matter.
What division are you in? Hellspawn?
you watched.
Huh? In
what?
StarCraft
He's
2.
in wood.
I haven't played for many seasons. I think
That's
I'm platinum.
because you refuse to play the race. You only see players.
All right. No, but to add on that, I think also that Blizzard had to make it random. It would be strange for them to seed players
Right.
because it hasn't been a world championship before that are official. This is actually
But
the
you can
first official
actually-
championship.
Well,
You
they
can't
kind
put
of
you can't
have
put
really
you can't put
done world
people in seeding
championships.
groups. It's
Sorry.
easy putting people in seeding groups, like top. How many players are there in this
Yeah.
tournament?
You
Like
could have
32?
you could have easily taken like top, high, mid
Yeah.
seeds from each nation. That's what you do at DreamHack, right?
Yes, but also I would like to add, for example, like with the World Cup, for example, in soccer, you actually don't you have a completely random drawing?
No, you have high, mid, and low seeds. And
You
then yeah.
Okay, sorry.
What but those base seeds are based on the world ranking. But it would be easy doing something.
Yeah, but they
like
didn't have a world
something
ranking.
it would be easy doing something similar.
There's a
Blizzard.
lot of information you can get on StarCraft 2 players.
Yeah.
I've found
Yeah.
on the internet.
I would say like
I mean, you can go both on earnings
I
and
try to
elo.
avoid seeding as much as possible because it shouldn't be up to some random admins or a tournament
from
organization.
It's not
to-
random.
from the tournaments they qualified from, they should have got top seed for their country.
yeah.
And and when they get a top seed in one group, shouldn't have to play a top seed of another continent. If you know, like, so I think was it Scarlet won?
Yes,
Yeah.
and Hunt came last, and
Yeah.
then Sappy replaced someone, right? Or
I don't remember, but yeah.
I think that would have been.
yeah, I agree, but I think the problem was that North America only had 2 countries, and Europe had a lot of countries, and Asia had a few countries. Did they have any more regions?
I don't know.
But still, I mean, the system is kind of messy if you don't have it equal divided.
It's a bad system, basically. They could have made it a lot better. And they could have made it seeding a
How
lot better.
you reckon they could have done it better?
No.
Just
I
by,
mean, the seeding for once. I mean, the seeding they could have done a lot better. And yeah.
okay.
And also, I would say, like,
And qualifying for the main tournament as well, because some people were qualifying. I mean, Huck was like 10th in the
yeah,
Yeah.
North
Ninth.
American one, and
He
then
made the last slot.
or the US one or the Canadian one, and then yeah.
he was 10th at the
something
Canadian
like
one
that,
and 9th at the
Yeah.
North American.
All right.
But anyway, I would just say that this is showing of how important that format is, like how you actually structure your tournament. And if you look at all big esport organizations, they always more or less change the format every year or even mid of the year. So I still think that no one has found like the best solution, and maybe there is none. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think they get hurt. The seeding get hurt, or the random drawing get hurt by the system, and not actually by the fact there was a random drawing.
Okay, and but overall, Blizzard doing a little show, bringing in Mr. Bit of Rotterdam Day 9. Rob Simpson was there.
They kind of needed to, because there wasn't much hype about the tournament at all, in my opinion. I mean, I guess this hardcore StarCraft community really was looking forward to it, but the rest of, I guess the casual community didn't really.
Did they put it
I'm
up
not
on
gonna say
YouTube?
not know
Did they
about
put-
it, but it hasn't been that like hyped like some
There's so
other
many
tournaments
hits.
have been.
They
got
posted it to the-
I mean, if you compare it
35,000
to
hits on
the
YouTube.
if you compare it to the League of Legends season finals, people were hyped about that for like 2 months before the tournament. They were going crazy about it for
Yeah.
doing preview articles and stuff, and then
Yeah.
it's been really quiet.
But I think someone explained it kind of good also in other. Of course, it was more prize money, it was more hype, but also that there are so few League of Legends tournaments. Like
Yeah.
that was the actual final.
Exactly.
To some extent, I
Holy
mean,
shit.
the MLG, the IPL, the NASL, the DreamHack, and so on and so forth. All of them look kinda similar, maybe to the WCS. It doesn't
It's not a
It's,
step
it's,
above.
it's
This
not
is
a
another-
world championship with a huge margin compared to the other.
No, this is not a. This is an old argument in the sense that StarCraft 2 is oversaturated. There's just too much shit going on for you to get for people to get as interested as they were at the very beginning when there wasn't that many tournaments. You had a space between each big tournament, so you had that space to build up the hype to it. And now it's like every fucking weekend there's a major. So how are you supposed to build a storyline on the players? How are you supposed to get excited about these big things
That's
coming
a
up?
very good point, and I would like to continue that point. Trance, if you could bring up my screen, I also
Yeah.
have something to add to this conversation. Look how animated these two are when you don't get to hear them. Just look at their faces move.
I think they did really great, actually.
Look at Rob.
She's everywhere. Look at his little ferret face. And his little eyebrows. His turn to talk now. Oh no, shit. It's quite an entertaining show when you mute it. She's quite animated too.
One thing though is that
Like the glasses.
what should be said and seen in this, that this was not done live. It's so obvious when they cut and they had to tweak how it worked out because they had some kind of different rules. I remember ESL like 2 or 3 years ago they did actually live drawing, and Sebastian that you talked about, he had this crazy system that like maybe he only understood in the whole world, and that was really interesting to see how it was drawing, because they had maybe 10 different variables, like race and country, and it was so much. So it was a really big mess, and clans and
Yeah, but
everything.
that was really interesting though, because they really tried to do one of these FIFA drawings or UEFA drawings
Yeah.
like they do on TV.
And it was
And
it
they had
was well
balls
done,
and stuff. Yeah, it was really well done.
and it never failed. Like they really took it together, and it was interesting.
It was really interesting to watch, especially if you had like a team in the tournament as well. And I think that ESL system where they had like national qualifiers through the EPS or national stuff like that into the Extreme Masters was a really good system. It's better than today's system, I think.
Another thing that I'd like to add to your point just there, actually, is chat's getting really full tonight, which is good. In Control just joined, so not much room.
What?
Awkward.
Moving on.
Awkward
In
silence.
fact, I love you, Jeff, by the way.
My short
Jeff?
has died.
It's going to be at DreamHack. We love Jeff. Sorry,
I will get to that.
I just wanted to make In Control more famous. PR manager,
Yeah.
best there is. Me.
He's good for you. You're good for him.
I look forward to having him back in Sweden. All right, let's continue. Sorry, I just come up with stupid jokes now. Where were we?
Oh my god.
I woke up very early this morning, guys. I was up at 6 o'clock.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
That's
amazing. That's like when
Is
I
that
get up
up
every
early
day.
or up late? I
Pretty
can't
tired.
remember. Like, what's the difference?
It's going good, James.
I'm really good at sabotaging my own shows. DreamHack Winter groups?
No, we have another one.
We have another one.
Yes.
Global Play.
Yes.
Talked about it earlier. Get with it, Trance. So,
It's
Global
just
Play
strange they
1000.
didn't have it from the beginning.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I have to say. I don't think, although I think they maybe succeeded in some part, because it feels like
I have nothing to say. Blah 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 blah.
no,
blah.
but they made it interesting in a way that you had the North American, you had the Europe, and you have the Asian one. And now when everybody, I don't know how it's going to work, if it's like one ladder or one rank and everything like that, or if you can choose like you do in some other games. But in any regard, I think it maybe helped to
Do you think it's
giving each region an own structure and working on their own.
What do you think it's going to be like Dota 2? Where you can click on, they're going to have a world map and they're going to be like, okay, which region do you want to play on? You click on it, you hit the queue, and you're queuing in that ladder.
Yeah, but of course you're waiting, for example, for the international to see how the Chinese team will do, or the Americans team will do against the Europe ones. But in Dota, everybody's playing with everybody. It doesn't matter. You can have a Chinese and an American teammate in your European team. And it's been for that for all MOBA games. I don't know if it's so common in League of Legends, though.
No, you have different
League of
servers
Legends,
there
you have
as
different
well,
servers,
if I
yeah.
remember correctly.
So
Yeah,
I
but they
guess
use
they're
it-
kind of screwed in League of
They
Legends
kind
in
of
that
use
regard.
it a lot different though, because I mean, you can actually compete in your own continent and stuff like that. If you look at StarCraft, they only divided the ladders and they did nothing with it, basically.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did nothing with the ladders or the system in the game. They just used it. I mean, in League of Legends, there's actual seasons and stuff.
Yeah, the ladder is really important, right? It
Yeah.
has been in the past, at least, in,
Yeah.
in League of Legends. I
Yeah.
think, was it season 1 at least that they qualified?
Yeah, they used
And
the ladder, I think, a bit for qual. I'm not sure.
like Blizzard did with Warcraft 3 in the past.
Yeah,
For
so, I mean,
BlizzCon.
if you're going to divide or restrict people to a region, you need to
Yeah.
Give them something.
yeah, give them something for that, and not just.
It's just
restrict
Dota
people.
2 have done the best job implementing the system, really. They have the most seamless way of actually going about it. You have a map, you click
Yeah.
on it, and you play with whoever the fuck you
Yeah.
want to play over there.
But you had it in StarCraft, in Warcraft 3, right? You could choose regions, at least in
Yeah, I
Warcraft 3.
think, yeah, I think so.
And Diablo too, so...
There's no reason. I mean, the Dota system is really good, so there's no
Yeah.
reason not doing something like that.
I don't know why they did it like they did. Maybe some good technical reason for it.
Well, because they want to make more monies.
I don't think they made that much money out of people buying different copies, though.
I don't think that was the major reason
It
for
was
it.
probably.
I'm just saying.
To be honest.
I don't think that's the real reason
Because
why
when
that
you
happens.
when you get StarCraft and you install it for the first time, you don't choose region, do you? You basically just get a.
You get the European copy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
European copy,
So
you
I
get
mean,
a
it
US
was
copy,
probably
you
like
get
a
a Korean
user-friendly thing. In my, I'm guessing.
But going back to one of your points, I do agree that the ladder in StarCraft 2, it's nice that we have GM, because it makes you feel special because it's a percent, but they really haven't used it. Even Bloodline Champions, which was, a game that didn't go as well in esports as, a lot of people might have hoped, used the ladder to have qualifications for tournaments.
Yeah.
And you had to be active. So if you were the top 10 of the ladder, you would get invited to a cash tournament, which was run by someone else. And then everyone who couldn't enter, it would go down to the next spot. And it was worth it. So
You had
it's a
something to
shame
fight
that
for.
Blizzard. Yeah.
It's a really good.
So it just made ladder more important because if you didn't have that, it was like you just used it as practice. But it's sometimes
It's a good
nice.
way of like increasing your player base as well. And, it's a good thing. Is that something you're looking at for Reborn?
You can be
Reborn.
sure it's taking it up now, yeah.
Can't afford
project.
to make Reborn, mate.
Is that dead?
Jesus, yeah, it's already dead. Yeah, I'm starting Reborn.
Ah, okay.
It's going to be a Minecraft.
Reborn, respawned.
Yeah, so DreamHack groups are announced and casters. In Control is going to be casting with Apollo. And also Mr. Bitter with Rotterdam. It's the first time Rotterdam's going to be at DreamHack, I believe. For casting
for StarCraft 2.
At least for StarCraft 2.
He's done Warcraft 3 though, I'm pretty sure. He's done something there.
It's prior to when I worked at DreamHack. I don't really remember, but
Okay.
at that time, at least, like streaming was not that big, huge. Maybe he even casted it from home or not because he was most likely the most prominent Warcraft 3 commentator with a big margin at that time.
He tweeted earlier at Boss and said, he stipulated for StarCraft 2. So I'm assuming that he's been to DreamHack before, just not
I
for.
think maybe even most likely he's competed, and I mean he was a really
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
successful Warcraft 3
Warcraft 3
player.
player,
So.
yeah.
No, but I think it's going to be a cool lineup. Of course, having also Red Eye going to cast CS:GO during the first days, and then come and host the final event,
the big
Dream Arena
arena.
Ultimate. Of
What
course,
do you
having
call
up
it? Sorry, what is it called? The
Dream Arena Ultimate.
And what's the other arena you've got? Dream Arena
Extreme.
Extreme. What's next?
Supreme.
We have had Orange and Black too,
Super Saiyan.
but I don't know what to call
Dream
like.
Arena Super Saiyan.
They have to build a new one in Jönköping then.
Dream Arena
Dream
over
Arena-
9,000.
Dream Arena Supreme Sensation. Should be
How
interesting.
many seats are there in the Dream Arena Ultimate?
I don't know. I know last year we had about 4,000 seats.
Not over 9,000.
Not over 9,000, but it would have been cool. That's not possible. Sorry.
It is, but
There's
okay.
9,000.
But still, it's in the big ice hockey hall. I think it's like Sweden's third biggest ice hockey hall or something like that. So it's a cool venue. And I think that we have been there once before last year. I think it was a huge success. Like
Fuck yeah.
a lot
it
of
was.
people
was
loved
packed.
it. So
It
I
was
think
packed.
with what we have had for this year, we can bring something really big for the final for sure.
Do you know if you're going to be taking up more of the space inside the actual stadium, or are you still just splitting it in half?
Actually,
and going with that?
there is a problem with in the middle. You have a jumbotron, or what's it called?
Oh yeah.
And that's like our limit. But still, it's a lot of seats. I don't think we will sell out everything because it's so many seats. But
Well, was it like 3,500 at Winter last year? I thought it was something like that. 3,500, I think it was on.
that I don't know.
I
More or
remember
less
it being
we
sold
sold
out.
out
I remember
last
it being sold out pretty much.
More or less.
It
I
was
think it was
fucking packed.
sold out actually.
Okay.
Last year.
So let's have a look at the groups.
Sounds good.
And then we could talk about some of the players. So the groups are announced. There was a really cool hype video actually. DreamHack, you did a hype video. I think
Yeah,
it's
we
one of the
released it
best.
some hours ago
Yeah,
today.
it's one of the best I've seen, if
Yeah, it
not
was
the
really
best
cool.
for tournaments. So make sure you check that out. I think it's on Reddit r StarCraft 2.
Yeah, or DreamHack.se or
Yeah.
Follow DreamHack on Twitter is there too.
So
Boss
what's
DH.
the...
James,
Yeah.
let's have a look at DreamHack's landing page. DreamHack.is.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to
No.
do that now? We were just about to get into the groups.
Let's. What the fuck is that? Why have I got a?
Just so you can get your lol. Okay, kids, lol bashing time. You ready? Get your bats out.
Oh Jesus! It's
Riot
fucking.
money, good money.
What are you guys? Are you fucking Pendragon Hellspawn? Is
What?
that who you are?
But it's
What is
nothing
this
strange. Like promoting the
Pendragon
tournament.
Hellspawn?
I think last week it was StarCraft. No, Heroes of New Earth.
Yeah, I'm joking, dude.
And I think I think we have had the Swebus where you can get to the event, and I think it has nothing to do with League of Legends.
No, it's
We're
fine.
always swapping
it's,
this.
It's trans.
Yeah.
He's laughing to
He's-
himself.
yeah,
Hey,
that's
you know the funny thing though? I sent an email to somebody recommending DreamHack for 2013 as a something to get involved in. And when I was typing out the website to go check out the ISO Open, it was fucking down for maintenance.
Yeah. We had a small problem.
Was it? He wasn't like a very
Good
important
timing.
person that owns F1 racing teams or anything. So you fucking fucked that one, haven't you? I was like, and have a look at DreamHack. What's going on, Trent?
Oh my god.
That's a quick shot.
the fuck is
You know
this?
who that is? He doesn't know.
That's Pendragon.
Dragon, yeah.
You know the Pendragon story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
He looks so sad in
Let's
this
get back
photo.
on the
Hellspawn,
groups
he looks so
because there's
sad.
esports. Trance is
Back to the
sabotaging the show. Where is my groups?
Like always.
Bloody hell. That's not the groups. That's not the groups. That's not the groups. Exciting. Shut up, Newman.
That was Hellspawn.
That was Hellspawn, yeah.
Okay. Well, still, shut up,
But
Newman.
talking about the League of Legends tournament, I think it's going to be a really,
nothing
really
to you.
kick-ass tournament.
What was it? 300,000 SEK prize? Or
if not more, 330.
330, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good.
That's like
tournament.
what? Like 33k pound, I think.
All right. Now,
Something
group.
like
Why
that.
do you think to pound?
Groups.
Because pound is what matters. You fucking
Yeah.
Swedish
Euro,
monopoly money.
dollars,
You know?
like, what the
I
hell?
can't really get them all.
Euros.
yeah.
It's like
So
50k
this-
euro.
okay.
Right. So yeah, Group 1, Teja, Stefano, Freya, the STC, and Sho, who's not with Dignitas anymore.
He was with Eclipse before, not Dignitas.
He's okay. He's in Eclipse, then he stopped
Yeah, but I
playing.
thought it was still in Eclipse, by the way. I didn't you get like, it wasn't fired, but it was like on
He got a
He
suspension.
got suspended
timeout for
because
playing.
he's
He got a timeout for playing too much Diablo 3,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he could play more Diablo
Exactly,
3
yeah,
and think
exactly.
about what he did in his timeout.
So maybe he should be.
Right.
I don't know. If
But
if
then
it's
now
case
he's like
solved,
here,
yeah.
so it's quite funny.
I can
Like,
say it's always a mess adding teams normally. We like to promote teams, but it's always a pain in the ass. I think actually Targa has left Mind Freaks Esports, but I'm not sure. Someone's wrote it to me.
I think
it's
yeah,
always
I
the
think he
outliers.
has. I
Yeah.
think he has.
So what's the color
um,
coding? I'm guessing this is from the ranking.
Guys, I was totally just reading out the groups, but
Well-
fine, you do it.
You can see the
So
groups.
like Teja, Stefano, SCC is top 3
Yeah,
getting
but
out
when
of
I
the
read
groups.
out a group, then it becomes a talking point. Look, watch. Group 2,
Well,
Mana,
but there's a
Bly,
talking point, you're
Sase,
skipping the talking point on
Sarnam,
group
and
one.
Soke.
Cool group.
There we go. Group 3.
It's a Protoss group, for sure.
It's
Four
a
Protoss
yeah.
and one Zerg.
Bly is going to
I'm
have a field
thinking
day
it's a
because
turn
CVP is excellent. So we should be seeing Bly get out of this group. To be honest, Mana, Sase, it's really going to be a toss-up between Mana, Sase, and Sake. Because
There's a lot of-
Starnan is
yeah.
probably the weakest member of this group.
There's a lot of PvP though.
There's a lot of PvP, coin toss, all that shit. So it's really going to be hard. This is
Mala is normally really strong with PvP. I think that Sok is actually doing good at
He's
PvP
got
at
great
DreamHack,
PvP too.
but he's always whining at it. And I think that all the Protoss players are actually kind of not so happy having a Protoss group in that group.
you could be sure about that, yeah. Especially since they threw one Zerg Bly in there. So it's good. Bly is actually doing quite well lately. So
Yes,
I mean,
he's
it's
really
really
strong.
going to be interesting to see how well that group comes out. It's
And
one
then-
of the most interesting ones out of the whole bunch.
And then, of course, there was 2 other groups. But yeah,
So-
so DreamHack, who do you think is going to win Hellspawn? Let's turn into state of the game.
I don't want to be like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone came from BioC and came really long, maybe not winning at all, but I think actually someone from...
Madalisk?
Maybe not Madalisk, I think you need to practice much more. But I think actually someone from
You
BioC can come to the playoffs, for example.
Asshole.
I think that the BioC tournament is really already stacked, and I think that we will see some more signups
Can you
maybe.
name
Do
some
you
names?
have names from the BYOC already?
I know, for example, Daisy, who did kind of good at the last MLG, is there. I know that sort of Siktomini. I think your guy's Bishu is there.
Not Mers though.
Not Mers. And I so many players. Like you can check it out on
You have a list up already.
dhOpen.binarybeast.com or dreamact.binarybeast.com.
Alright.
I think we have about 115 signups or something like that.
It's gonna be so sick.
So it's
4 spots.
it's a lot of
For
good players,
spots, yeah.
like the 80 guys with Sage and Giant is really good at the Bucharest, and so many. I don't really remember
What's the
all
format
that.
in the BYOC? What kind of tournament structure is it? Double
It's a single
elim?
elimination best of 3
Ouch.
seeded though.
Sam,
So there you
Enter.
see people. Okay.
Enter?
Sam, enter.
He's beating Apollo. No, you took him out
Yeah.
of Apollo.
I've beaten Apollo.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
like we can call it.
And just,
I'll enter.
Just
I'll
talk
enter.
about how to create the groups. It's actually created by the system. So if you're a champion,
Is that like the Matrix?
no, by the ranking system. So if you
Oh.
won a championship, you got top seed, and then was a random draw. If you came runner up, you got second place, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, there was one group in that picture, if we can bring it up again, it was really interesting. I think it was group 4.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Like an
Well,
extremely
group
hard
3 and
group.
group 4 both. Group 3
Yeah.
TLO's in there, Demaga, Nurtrio. It's going to be awesome. Targa also doing really well lately, so there's a lot
Yeah,
to
look at
hope
group
for there.
4, it's
Monchi,
crazy.
you kind of feel bad for him though.
I think
So
most people
far,
have talked
Austin's
about
Blizzard.
Group 1 and Group 4, and I think Group 4 is for sure a strong
Yeah.
tournament. But
It's crazy.
it's so hard
Yeah.
to
Group
say
4 is so
though, because a
stacked.
lot of the players has done so well.
Yeah.
So I think
In different
should
times.
be an interesting tournament for sure.
I think none was going to take it.
You think
You think
Nine
he's
was going
gonna
to take it?
Yeah.
Take the whole thing?
Yep.
You're putting your money on the Swede.
I would suggest you to sign him then if he's gonna win.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, this is why. Hey, he's dropping hints. This is foreshadowing happening right here.
Yeah, you must have saved a shit ton of money when you dropped Mers.
yeah.
I mean, what was his salary? Like 10 grand a month? He was...
Yeah, it was close to Huck's salary. And the results were probably the same, or close.
Oh,
Is Scoots in the chat right now? No, we know he controls here. So
I
that's
wonder
all
if it's writing them down coming to the show. It's just come from your head.
That was below the belt, Newman.
That was
But you're
quite
lucky,
That was
'cause
way
for
above
Huck,
the
that's
belt.
about head height, so don't worry about it.
Headshot.
Right,
Good job.
let's continue. Where are we going next?
Go.
We'll find out, as the document will tell me what I have to do with my life. All right, so we got DreamHack Winter Groups announced. A lot of talk about that, but of course everyone's going to be focusing on WCS, as that's going to be around the corner. But of course, looking forward to a big finish. We'll probably talk a little bit more about DreamHack Winter when we get closer to it. We've got a couple of shows before next week.
Really?
I think we've got
Next
one more
week?
week before, right?
I'm going
He's
to
not here.
DreamHack on Monday, so
No.
And we're leaving on Tuesday.
We're leaving Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, final words about DreamHack, because we've got no more shows.
I think we have something to release later on the show. I would like us to talk a little about Cisco. Because I think the CSGO is
Cisco.
going to be
Is it that the guy that did that
CS:GO.
MTV show? Cisco?
Cisco. The CSGO tournament.
Oh, I
think,
thought you actually meant Cisco. I would like to take this moment and just like talk a little bit
Yeah.
about Cisco.
I mean,
and-
Cisco has
and-
been a
and-
really good provider for us for a long, long time. Together with Telia, of course. So, yeah.
He's talking about
CSGO to Cisco.
Anyway,
the Cisco.
the CSGO tournament, I think,
No,
right
no,
from the
wait.
get-go,
This Cisco stuff. It sounds really interesting.
you.
I mean, how can it improve my life as just a gamer?
I don't know what kind of new routers they are using, so I'm not sure. That's for the tech
High
guys.
tech shit.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, go on.
DreamHack
then.
is all about high-tech shit. No, but the CSGO tournament, I think from the get-go, when we announced it, I think it was in August, it was to set a new, not a new standard, but to set a high standard for CSGO tournaments. And I think what we're going to do at this event is going to be great. We have a good and strong lineup. We released all the teams. Also having Red Eye, Corndan, and let's see, Karn, Lurpis, and Tret. I think it's all of the 5 guys who's going to be commentating and doing the analysis. I think it's going to be a really, really good tournament, and I hope that we can show that CSGO is something to come for future.
Why isn't Joe Miller casting?
Yeah.
He's actually doing IAM Singapore, so that's why.
Poor
It's
motherfucker.
kind of fascinating to see. I mean, comparing Counter-Strike that's been like a big esports games for 10 years to StarCraft 2 and the number of like decent commentators, and I mean you have to use like washed up players.
What? Dude, what? No.
I mean, I'm not talking about Red Eye and Corey Dunn, but I mean the players.
The
I mean, there's no
The thing is,
there's like no big caster community
in Europe,
CS.
even when I was at ESL, there wasn't really someone that had the game knowledge from just a caster who could analyze in Europe. It was Joe Miller was a great play-by-play. Corey Dunn was great play-by-play. And if you got someone like Fret or you got Wally, you were like instantly overshadowed anything that they heard before because the knowledge that they could bring to a round-to-round basis was just you couldn't imagine that shit up even as a caster.
Yeah, but they need a really good play-by-play commentator alongside them.
But
if they don't have one of those guys, it's gonna get
Red Eye
boring
is
fast.
one of the best play-by-plays out there for CS. He's
Yeah,
got good flow.
I wasn't
and
including
everything.
him. I mean, but
But
he's
who
gonna
else
cast group
was announced
stages.
then?
Corey Dunn.
Corey Dunn?
Yeah,
You have it here.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome, Corey Dunn.
yeah, of
Yeah, but
course.
he's gonna cost the entire tournament.
Yeah,
Well,
they
if
will
you've got
cost a
Red Eye and
tournament.
Corey Dunn, you're pretty much okay, and Khan, Fret, and Lurpis will be doing analysts.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
So it's perfect, Newman. Shut the fuck up.
I wasn't
Complaining about.
saying this tournament in specific was a bad one. I was saying, I mean, if you compared the games, it's weird.
I know. I think what you.
I mean, these are the 2 guys that you can get.
Yeah, but what
And
you.
Joe
Hey,
Miller.
I can cast.
Yeah, but what you said was more or less.
Last time you cast the Counter-Strike, you fell asleep.
That's a good one. But what you mean is that if you're gonna do CS commentary, you need to bring these old guys that no one really cares about anymore, because you don't
That's
have
what I was saying.
commentators.
That's what I was saying.
What do you mean?
I think there should be more CS commentators.
Yeah, but
I think it's weird that there aren't many.
yeah, but
that can commentate.
since, for example, Industry Masters started supporting CS 1.6, hasn't been that much talent to bring in. WCG has been once a year, or ESWC.
There's always
and they
been, I
only
mean,
care
there's,
about
there's
friends.
always been CS tournaments to cast.
Yeah, but
What
not
is
with
going
high quality streams and on a regular basis.
I just find it weird that the community isn't. I don't know. There's no passion in it.
I think
I
that.
mean, comparing to StarCraft, there's no passion in the Counter-Strike community.
You don't
I
feel
think
like
it
that's
is,
why
and
the
I think
games
it's
are
building up.
Right,
And I
right,
think
right.
when
you
I
don't
look
feel
at
like it's going to
teams,
come back with CSGO.
spinning up.
Like after watching ESWC, and a lot of people were involved in ESWC, the
Maybe
teams really
maybe,
put out great
I mean,
performances.
I
You
really
don't see it
hope. I
coming
really
back.
hope the game succeeds, but I
Well,
don't see like the passion behind it.
I think the
By the
person that could
community.
probably tell us the most about the reception of it so far is Hellspawn, because this is the big tournament that everyone should be looking forward to. What kind of reception have you got prior to the tournament from pro players, from community?
Everybody's really, really hyped, and like we got when I think was WinFact who is putting down now, not gonna have a team. I think we got 15 or 20 different PMs. Me and Greycorn, like, can we get a spot? And I think we have 145 signups on the BioC. Of course, that's
Teams?
a sign.
Team?
Yes,
145 teams.
yes, but. You
Holy
should
shit.
know that someone can just click and sign up or double sign up. So in the end,
okay.
you have a percentage that you always not confirm or can come to the event. But 145 is like, I think that's more than Dota or more than StarCraft
That's
2 or
fucking
anything
ridiculous.
else. So, I mean, Counter-Strike has always been huge at DreamHack,
Yeah.
so it's obvious going to be a good tournament. And I think that if you look at HLTV, I think they are running the international qualification now. And I think, I don't remember how many sign-ups they had, but I mean, that qualification was so stacked. And I mean, most teams has emailed us. I think that the Brazilians has been at Inferno Online for like 1 month practicing.
Pro Gaming TD. is
And
that
it's
it?
that more or less only to do the ESWC and doing DreamHack.
Yeah.
So
And
I know, like, for example, when I talk with GetRight, to talk with from NIP or Heaton, I mean, DreamHack is the big thing for them to win. Of course, they've done really good and won some tournaments coming into it, but I think at this moment, CSGO tournament at DreamHack is the big one. So
well, and as far as like lack of commentators compared to StarCraft 2 community, I just don't think that the ecosystem within CSGO is there yet for people to
Just
be...
started.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, you can't. I mean, CS:GO isn't the game; it's Counter Strike.
Yeah, but I also think Counter-Strike was a lot earlier than most other esports as well.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
just
think a
not
lot of
seeing-
people might have missed their chance to want to get on as a commentator. I mean, even
I'm
Quake,
just not seeing any
Quake didn't really
passion in
have
the
that
community.
many. Huh?
I'm just not seeing any like the same sort of passion in the
Yeah.
CS community or the CS:GO community like I saw in StarCraft, for
Yeah,
example, or Dota.
absolutely.
And I think that's a major thing that they're lacking.
But I mean,
see.
I want to talk to some pro gamers about just their feedback on the current state of the game. Because I'm still not convinced that Counter-Strike Go is really what they wanted to replace 1.6. You know, they wanted a game. They want to still be professionals. They want to still be, you know, within esports. And you know, are they playing it because that's their only option, or are they wishing that they just took one? Like, because the thing I love about Dota 2 was they took Dota, they didn't change it, they put it in Dota 2, and they just added all this shit around it that was awesome. And then with Counter-Strike Go, they could have done that with CS 1.6 and take it over and add similarly, you know, like all the cool
I
features.
think it's
but
a
they
statement that it's not Counter-Strike 2, it's new Counter-Strike. And I
Yeah,
think that was
that's-
Valve.
But with
wanted to-
multiplayer, replayable games where you've got, you know, you don't necessarily need to do that.
No.
Because if you looked, we'd looked at the graph before with CS 1.6 and Go, and CS 1.6 is still, it's, you know, it's flying higher
Strong.
online. It's, you know, so I don't think it was a great decision.
About
that's-
casters, I would just like to add, like, I think my favorite casters of all time was Midway and Westland, when they were casting in like 2005 with VBcast, I think they were called, and maybe changed the name. And of course, having those two, you know, like giants, not being involved with esports anymore. Even Midway maybe is. He was working with ESL, right? But I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's
Do not
doing
know.
national ESL.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
of course, I mean, those were the premier casters when Counter-Strike 1.6 was the hot topic.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with the CGS and Source, it was also
Right.
good with Red Eye, for example.
Yeah, so anyway, we look forward to that. We're still in the StarCraft 2
Yes.
segment,
Yeah.
if you didn't realise. And we're also throwing in some hardware in there as well. But I'll definitely watch the Counter-Strike Go finals for as
Me
long as I
too.
stay awake.
Will NIP win, by the way? I'm guessing they're the massive favorites.
Look, we've got to move
Yeah,
the
that's
show
the thing.
along, Newman.
They've won just about every major
Stop asking
tournament.
questions.
I
for the
think
past
I
couple
think they will
months.
have a really hard time. I think their games has caught up to them. I think the two American teams are going to be challenge them a lot, because from what I can tell, they are even better than Area 51. I think Area 51 got top 3 or top 4 at the ESWC.
3, I think.
Should be a really interesting tournament then.
Yes, for sure they're going to be challenged.
Okay, so player changes in StarCraft 2, as you've all been waiting for. Axiom officially signs Ryung. Is that how
Ryung.
that's it? Ryung. That's what I said.
Can I just bash?
Um,
Can I just bash?
Sure.
and
Bash.
he's doing a great
Bash
job
away,
at
Hellspawn.
GSL.
I
And
know.
that is, of course, Total Biscuit's significant other, Gina.
Jenna.
Jenna.
We've had this discussion before.
Yeah, but it's Jenna. But did you see the hype trailer or the
Oh, yeah.
trailer releasing it? For me, that was one of the most like, what did I see? I didn't get it at all. I liked the beginning, and then
It turns
he
into
played the
him
game
racing.
again. A car.
Yeah.
They lost me completely on that.
It
Sorry.
was like a nostalgia trip or
Wait,
some
wait,
shit.
wait. I
Like,
didn't
this
see
is
this
what
at all.
young
Can you
is
just
like.
give me a short...
Maybe we should just watch it.
Yeah. Huh?
Maybe we should just watch it. I haven't seen it either.
Alright, so basically they're announcing their player and you didn't like the announcement.
No, it was the announcement. I have nothing. I think it's good sign up.
It's a good announcement, but the way the video was
The
shit.
video was just why I didn't even have it. I didn't get it at all.
Okay, alright. So go check that video out of Axiom signing Ryung. And then Dignitas Mers retires. Holy shit, that's... How long do you want to spend on this? Half an hour? No? Okay.
You could talk.
It's a shame though, but it's gonna be.
He's a nice kid, actually.
Yeah,
but-
so he's
Yeah.
you're a nice guy, and it's gonna be a better thing for him to not play.
I remember-
Just concentrate on his studies.
I remember in Umeå when he was competing in the Swedish Championship, he actually got a full page with him, like an interview.
And he
That was really
mad.
cool.
He was really mad because they wanted to photograph him
Yeah,
while playing, and he was sitting at his PC playing, and they were like, he saw he had an Xbox, so they told him to play on the Xbox instead. He wanted to take a picture, so and then they took a picture of him playing Xbox as well, and they choose between the pictures, and of course they picked the Xbox picture.
Yeah.
So he was really mad about that.
Console gaming, man.
So he was in like
I
in the
swear it's
local
the
page
Are you
and
playing
Xbox.
this Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Okay, so tournament results. There was tournaments just finishing up. Distracting Mingles. What are you
I
doing?
just remember he was the
Victory
first
Cat?
pro that I got drunk with at DreamHack Summer last year. It was my first DreamHack. He was like the guy we ended up like having a really good time and just chilling out all night.
Merce
So
is
I was really
also
sad when
awesome.
I heard that he was retiring, just because I have that memory. But
But I guess he hasn't
Mingles-
played much the last.
I
couple
think
of
he's
months.
really him and Show have really been on that kind of like wine train, I guess, about Zerg and how impossible it is to beat Zerg, etc. Like they've been having a lot of difficulty dealing with Zerg, from what I hear. And also, he was always speculating about going back to college. Is that what he's doing now? He's going back to university.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He basically not dropped out, but he paused his law school studies
Yeah, that was it.
for a year.
All right, tournament results.
Ooh.
The Lone Star Clash 2 was on, and Stefano won it over Bomber in the grand finals, and now he's like the fourth person apparently that's won over 200,000
Yeah.
in prize money.
Yeah, and a couple of $100 more than Don Ragu this year, so he's in the leaderboard for this year actually.
Okay.
Doing good. But did you watch the tournament? I didn't follow it that much, but people seem to be really hyped and liked it a lot. And it seems to be one of those tournaments where I would compare it maybe to Assembly to some extent, that people do enjoy to be there. Like everybody is having a good time. But did anyone following it?
No, not at all. Didn't see a second of it.
Oh, Lone Star.
Yeah.
Apart from the production, like I was just bitching about the production, but I had it up on my laptop the whole time. I was watching games whenever I could.
Okay. What
But,
was the production bad?
The games were good. Production was like
Is weird.
really weird.
The thing is, it was a university students that came together and
Yeah.
started this project, right? And Mingles, what are you doing?
She's like fascinated with Scriff.
She's
right now.
like,
Scriff is like waving his hand about and shit, and she's looking at it like she's about to pounce.
all right. Anyway, so yeah, they did it the first time round. Like the lighting is really kind of, you know, like hooker lighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, American
There was a little bit
What
less
does hooker
red,
lighting
but it
look
was kind of, you know, and they're obviously going for a style in terms of with the lighting and stuff, which I think is quite cool. At the end of the day, it makes it a little bit unique. So I don't have a problem with in terms of, you know, it was a bit weirder the first time because I remember the commentators, I think DJ Wheat was there and Day 9, they were super fucking purple and stuff. Or at least I think it was that.
Wasn't
Total
that Red
Shit,
Bull?
it could have been Red
Total
Bull,
Biscuit,
yeah.
Dead
But either way, yeah, but I don't mind that. The lighting was fine. One thing that they didn't get exactly right was the sound. They had some, you know, buzzing noise coming through, and then there was also ants on Danny West's keyboard, which was actually quite funny. And he stayed around with that. And,
It was just really dark in the hall, though. I mean, it was like they were doing these large pan out shots, and you could hardly see who was actually playing. So it was kind of frustrating because they would like, "Oh yeah, you just won," and then you don't see anything.
Yeah, but it
It's just
definitely,
like, you know,
but
but that's just like small bitchy things.
Yeah.
Like they could actually fix
and
that next time.
I think definitely they're one of the community favorites in a way because they're you like the underdog story. If it doesn't have to be a DreamHack or an MLG putting on a big tournament. It's, you know, it's this group of what were students,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
really cool. So
It's like a home story maybe, but less drunk.
yeah, but it's
Well,
still
I
a
know
live
college
event
campus,
production. So I think they did really well again.
The story of the tournament seems to be that Anna Prosner were
Oh.
abused by some League of Legends player. or
yeah.
something like
apparently,
that.
yeah, some League of Legends player.
I'm not sure you can call it abuse though.
There's an image, is there?
Wasn't that? I heard it was this
Yeah.
Snoopy
the
guy or
hot bid
something like
one,
that.
so good.
Yeah, so some League of Legends player apparently took a bet or something to go and try and kiss Anna, and then apparently, you know, that's like, you know, she spilled a beer, disrespected her team and her fiance, and then Hotbid comes back with, I found this really funny as well. They go, that sucks. Next time, make friends with Dota 2 guys. They're more used to being denied.
That was a good one.
That's a good one, man.
I love it. A little bit of Hotbid. A
Same.
little bit of Hotbid is always good.
Do we know who it was?
No, I don't know. She didn't
She didn't
name
make
the
it public.
shame. But
I heard it was Snoopy or something like that. Is he playing?
No, it wouldn't have been Snoopy. I think he would, like, he's Scottish, so yes, he is number one kind of suspect. if anything goes missing or something happens. But I think Snoopy's a really nice guy, and he's got his, wits about him, as far as I can tell. And then, welcome back.
But I would say, no matter what, the League of Legends dude didn't know who she was. Because
Saint Vicious. It's
Well,
really-
of
You think
course,
he didn't
he
know?
must have known because he disrespected him.
Well, she was the
her
fucking
fiancé-
host.
yeah, but that's how she said it. But maybe didn't know that like In Control is one of the biggest guys in the industry, and more or less would kill him and wreck him.
I mean, like that. Okay.
Like if that guy is coming to some event where In Control
Dreamhack
is,
Winter, man. Dreamhack Winter.
You're getting killed, man.
Dude, fuck it. Yeah, Dreamhack Winter. You've got a whole fucking stadium for the grand finals. In Control versus Saint Vicious. Warm up.
In a cage.
That's awesome. I want to have
Finally,
that.
a match In Control can win.
You gave me some cool ideas. I like this.
In all fairness,
They need to
actually,
win
we
a game
can
with
we can go into In Control a little bit. Just want to say, In Control. Sometimes he gets a lot of shit from the community, but I think he's in this position where basically he's like he loves esports and he wants to work in esports, and he does all this stuff like commentary, and that's probably why he got his pay rise from EG. Is all the stuff he works on, commentary, promotion, all that stuff.
You know it.
But as far as I understand this as well, just loves competing, and I think he's at that stage where he doesn't realize unless he drops everything else and just competes, he's never gonna get where he wants to, and he's still competing. So in all defense, we're In Control. I don't think it's even possible for him to do both to the extent he does. And so I think when he comes around and says like, well, yeah, because I stopped competing in a way that I thought I would help esports more just by commentary.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit
And
like
I think he's trying to do both, and I just don't think that's possible. So, In Control, don't delete your Reddit account, basically. Mingles looks fucking retarded there. Her arm is just like stuck out. You guys can't
Her
see.
arm?
There you go. Okay. I was just making sure it wasn't me in the cage match at DreamHack there. No, but it's
But
true.
cool
It's-
that Stefano
it is
won
true.
the tournament, though.
Huh?
Like for me, Stefano still amazed me. Like
Well-
I'm so impressed by the guy. I don't know how he does it. He just seems to win everything, and he's
Well, it's not that. I think that he's comfortable again. Like something must have happened where now he's gotten over the whole EG thing.
He has
Because-
dreams now, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he
well,
has
we
dreams. He
talked-
beats people with hydras, so he builds hydras and beats people. That's his new thing. I call it. He calls it dreams. I call it cocaine.
Or
Just
weed.
splitting the differences there.
But
But that's what he said in this
I think
interview.
LSD maybe then.
But anyway, yeah, Stefano's looking really good, and
What's the player's state of
that
mind?
is awesome.
Uh,
So he
impressive.
won the tournament. Good job to the students.
Who won the League of Legends one? Do we know?
Who cares? No one knows.
All right,
Because
next
that was
one.
the new one with
What?
they added League of Legends. That was the new thing with the Lone Star Clash.
Yeah, they didn't have League of Legends last year. I don't know who won.
I think it was
We-
kind of good.
we
but I don't
didn't
know.
go.
They had much bigger numbers than StarCraft 2. At least that's what I noticed.
Well, League of Legends.
Yeah.
Well, naturally.
Surprise!
I
Yeah,
think they had
really? Is
about
that a
60
surprise now at this
70K.
point? Like they're always going to get more numbers than StarCraft 2.
No, but I mean, with the organization who has done StarCraft 2 in the past, of course they're gonna most likely be stronger than when they bring in League of Legends. For example, I would say MLG, when first time they put League of Legends, they were so much stronger with StarCraft 2, so I think that got all the
Oh.
attention.
Alright.
I would say got
Right.
the same as DreamHack to some extent.
Apparently,
Yeah, but-
Metaby, who helps us with the document, is saying, no, that's not true. StarCraft 2 had better numbers. Look at the graph in the LOL section.
Aha,
Wait,
alright. I will come
wait,
to it. Sorry.
Wait a minute. See, where's the numbers?
Numbers graph.
There we go. Oh yeah, Rex.
I must have been drunk then
Oh, he
because I
used
saw
Rex's
League of
set.
Legends on top.
All right, here we go. We got some graphs here. You fucking love graphs, Hellspawn. So wait, where is it? Total StarCraft 2. All right, so League of Legends is the purple one, and then there was 2 StarCraft streams, and so between those, they I don't even know they are better. That's almost
the
the
thing. Wait,
same.
hold
It
on.
looks
B.
like the purple one is above the red one.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but you also have to add the green one.
Yeah, but even the
one is
green one doesn't
non-existent
seem like it's
almost.
that big
Dude,
of a
the green
jump.
one.
Maybe I was watching the
I'd
first
say
day
it's
and the
extremely
second day.
even, if anything.
I don't know, Meta. That's too close to call. I mean, if you go to the very top there, clearly League of Legends is ahead.
The 2 free
There's
top
only basically
graphs
one.
were at least League of Legends.
Yeah, it's really close though. But it was their first time, I think, doing League of Legends. So let's not even bother looking into that because that's not our jobs. We'll leave that for lesser talk shows like Live on Free or something. Right. So next tournament results, guys. We're still in the segment. Lenok beats Scarlet in RIT Mix Russian StarCraft League Season 2. Holy fuck,
Wow,
I don't
that's
believe I missed
interesting.
Season 1. But apparently, Lenok, cat, stop typing. I don't know, I haven't got it up anymore.
Apparently he
I
took
think the
her
really
3K.
most interesting result, if
But it was
that's
$3,000. Lenok
if that's
beats
in the
Scarlet.
document, is that this Yun guy.
Yeah, Hyun?
Yeah, he won again in
Ryun?
this IPL. Is it called
Fight Club.
Fight Club?
Yeah.
So
And
it's his 14th match in a row. This one, it's kind of cool.
I think so. He's like unbeaten. He's
How did he
undefeated
do
completely.
GSL, by the way? Did he go to run weight?
I watched today. I think he didn't make it. Shit, I'm totally blanking on it for a second.
Rhythmix Russian StarCraft League Season 2.
Fuck.
But it's really cool, actually. I mean, he were at the DreamHack Asia Open Stockholm in April, and he didn't do that awesome. I think he was
Yeah.
freeway tied with Sase and
Oh,
Forsen.
he did. That's
and
right.
then he went through, and then he got knocked out in the first playoff round, I think.
Yeah.
So he didn't do as good as he's doing
is
now.
in the
because
round of 8 of GSL.
yeah, Hyun did make it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I
And
remember
NKP.
today.
he made it.
Yeah, he made it.
So,
Yoda went down
I
and
mean,
it was
that's
against
awesome
Hack.
because how much had he won only through small caps? It
like
was
over
like
10K or something like that.
I think it was even more.
6,000 plus from this
It was
Fight Club thing.
he's made like 10K with no amount greater than 687 apparently. Like he hasn't made more than that at once, and he's
It's really
won
cool.
10K.
I think the really interesting thing that I came to think about when I saw Lenok, or when we mentioned Lenok, is that he's playing Lenok next, and he's like a CVC expert, so that might end his reign basically.
That
No.
very well might. Seeing as how Lenok and Life are
High
considered the best
possibility.
in the world right now.
Yeah,
And you can see that Scarlet, is quite a good CVC player as well, and she got
Yes.
trounced by Lenok, so that's saying something about the little guy.
the little guy,
Well, dude, he's like 17, he's cute, he's like
Yeah.
tiny, come on, he's a little guy.
for sure.
All right.
He's really nice.
Yeah.
So, with that conversation over, and the cat looking pretty dead on the desk right now, just taking a nap. Fucking love keyboard.
Keyboard cat.
Yes, type away. That brings us to the end of our StarCraft 2 segment, just around about the hour, so we've only got an hour to cover everything else. So I suggest we go to a little break. Anything you want to say, final words on the StarCraft 2 segment? Nothing that you... Recap really is for me, WCS coming up, Stefano looking good, and looking forward to DreamHack Winter.
I want to see, like, for example, Rain versus Stefano in the final of WCS.
Be fucking sick.
Yeah. Then.
But then that'd be like your perfect storm. Like that, you would probably get the most viewing numbers out of the whole year from just that matchup.
Yeah, I think if
Should.
they end up with like top 5-6 Koreans, if that's possible, that would
One
be a
thing we should talk about WCS.
Major disaster for WCS.
Maybe in a way, is does anybody have a fucking clue who's doing the production?
It's. Or
I
didn't
think
we
it's
say
the
this
same
last
guy.
week? Didn't we say this last week that it was the same people who did WCS China?
Was that good, right? Was WCS China good? I can't
I
remember.
think it looked kind of good on stage, but the production was really bad. Although the WCS China was really good studio environment.
Okay.
Fuck,
But I
what
think
did
the WCS Asia finals, the actual stream, wasn't good.
okay.
It looked messy. It looked not
Yeah, I seem to recall China was good and then Asia wasn't
Yeah.
good. So, okay. Yeah, Wolf said he knew he was doing it, but he didn't say on I think it was State of the Game he was on that I was watching.
What
But
the
yeah,
fuck point are you trying to make?
everyone's going to be looking at that, man. Like, it's going to be Blizzard's. Like, it's weird because I know they probably don't. I know we're going to a break in a minute. What do you want, Trans?
Red Eye, don't try and fight the chat.
You want a break?
Come on.
Is Red Eye fighting the chat?
He's trying to fight the chat. That's my fucking job,
You
Red
can't
Eye.
take that. That's all he's got. You've already taken all his hosting gigs because he's shit.
Yeah.
Don't fucking take the chat away from him.
Yeah. James.
Fucking
Maybe
Red
that's
Eye.
the second match of the evening.
Yeah,
Semmler
it's
versus Red
yeah, I know,
Eye.
Semmler versus Red Eye. It's not like you didn't help with that, James. You were such a great help
Right.
in the
Okay.
promotion.
Soon.
But let's go ahead and take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back in 5 minutes' time, and we'll cover Dota 2. We'll have Weppas here to help us with that. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.